Come in. Good afternoon, Tarn.
Good afternoon, Hafiz.
Good afternoon, Harris.
Good afternoon, Hafiz.
How are we doing all today?
Just a splendid day today. I'm doing fine myself.
Alright, have a seat, please.
Thank you.
Both of you.
Thank you.
So, today we are going to discuss about the current environmental issues that are threatening our world. Our focus is on three critical issues that resonate globally: pollution, deforestation, and climate change. We don't have to be so formal about this, alright?
Alright, yes.
Alright.
Since this is a discussion, so we should be a little bit more, talkative.
Yeah.
Talkative, yes.
This is an informal one.
Yes.
Semi-formal. Alright.
Yes.
Let's start with the biggest issue among those three: climate change. Now, Farhan, would you like to start off first, please?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Hafiz. So, first of all, try to imagine the Earth like a giant house. Now, think about how you might feel if you turn up the heat in your house too much. It gets uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, the Earth is kind of like the house, and we're the ones that are turning up the heat by doing things that release a lot of gases into the air, also called atmosphere. These gases act like a thick blanket, trapping the heat and making the earth warmer and warmer. As a result, we're seeing some big changes. So, on that note, I am going to discuss climate change that has been happening since the past.
I see.
One significant difference is that ice located in the Antarctic is slowly but surely melting, like water spilling out above her. Melting ice causes sea levels to rise. This may be a major issue in coastal areas, especially in areas with tourist attractions, which may cause a big threat. Furthermore, the extra heat makes some days feel much more hotter than normal days, similar to an extremely hot day in the summer. But imagine that happening more frequently. Even in the present state of the earth, we can feel the intense heat, especially when the sun is right above us, right?
Yeah, you are right.
I agree with that statement. Now, try to imagine your own garden or your own fields where our food is grown and harvested. Plants are unable to grow under varying temperatures and rainfall patterns due to constant climate change. Similar to what they do when you fail to water them or give them too much light. This has an impact on the fruits, vegetables, and even the flowers that we treasure. Nature's animals and plants are suffering as well. They are used to a specific type of weather and habitat, and they struggle to live when circumstances change too rapidly. It's like if you were actually suddenly forced to live somewhere where everything was different. This will be a situation where it's very hard to adapt to. So that is some effects of climate change. Haris, would you like to add anything to this discussion?
Those were some interesting facts, Farhan. In my opinion, since climate change is not fully natural, we should explore its causes. Firstly, I think, in my opinion, human activities that release huge amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere are mostly to blame for climate change. Now why? It is because the use of fossil fuels for energy. You may ask, what are those fossil fuels are? Well, it is involved like coal, oil, and even natural gas. is a major contribution to this issue.
Yeah.
When we use these fuels, right, to drive automobiles, generate electricity, or even to heat our homes, carbon dioxide and other gases are released. These gases behave like a thick blanket over the earth, trapping heat and warming it, you know.
Yeah.
Furthermore, severe weather has been connected to climate change. Common climate cycles are interrupted when the earth gets warmer, resulting in more frequent and intense phenomena. Like what, you may ask? This involves heat waves, storms, floods, and even droughts. These severe weather events not only have a rapid effect on humans, but they also contribute to a chain reaction that worsens the effect of climate change. To address the causes of climate change, we must all work together to reduce our dependence on fossil fuels, embrace cleaner energy sources, and adapt to changing conditions of our world. Well, I think I'm going to add another factor, and it is the creation of electricity. Now, you might be wondering, by creating electricity, why does this contribute to this issue?
Yeah.
Well, because to generate energy, many power plants use fossil fuels, which emits even more greenhouse gases. By this, the more power we use, particularly if it originates from these sources, the greater our contribution to the problem. That is why shifting to cleaner and more sustainable energy sources, such as solar and wind power, is critical to lessening our environmental effect. That is, in fact, my opinion, the causes of climate change. What about you, Hafiz?
I think I support what you said wholeheartedly, Harris. Even though climate changes do occur naturally, human activities are the biggest contributors to climate change. We can observe this just by looking at our current living conditions compared to our ancestors. As technology improves, so does climate change increase. We need to find out the solutions for these issues. So, what can we do? We need to be more careful about the things that we do that make the earth warmer, like using too much energy from things that burns fossil fuels. We can use cleaner energy, sources like the sun and the wind. Also, we can be smarter about how we use resources and try to reduce waste. It's like taking care of our big home, the earth, so that it stays comfortable for everyone.
I see.
So transitioning to renewable energy sources is vital in the struggle against climate change. When conventional energy sources like coal and oils are used for power and transportation, they produce enormous amount of greenhouse gases. We can significantly decrease our carbon footprint by embracing cleaner alternatives such as solar or wind or water. Renewable energy not only reduces gases, but it also encourages sustainable procedures, paving the road for a greener energy landscape. Other than that, teamwork. Teamwork is essential for addressing the complex concerns of climate changes. To develop successful solutions, governments, corporations, communities, and people need to work together. This includes creating and implementing laws that reward ecological practices, supporting innovation in clean technology, and raising awareness of the need of climate action. We can achieve a more robust and sustainable future for our world by sharing our resources, expertise, and efforts. Well, that was the solution to climate change. But I don't think just talking about it would do us any good. We need to take action by changing how we live itself.
Yeah, you actually have a point, Hafiz. We really do need to apply these solutions, right, Harris?
Yes, I completely agree with both of you.
I think we have talked enough about the climate change issue. Should we proceed to our next issue?
I think yes, perhaps. So, what is our next issue, by the way?
I think we should talk about deforestation now.
Oh, this issue is my area of expertise. Allow me to start first. Can we?
Sure. Go on, Hafiz.
Thank you. Alright, first, we need to know what deforestation is.
What is deforestation,
Yeah,
Hafiz?
what is deforestation?
Alright, first, we need to know what the forest is. We do know what the forest is, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, forests, often referred to as the lungs of our planets, are facing unprecedented threats. Deforestation is the clearing of forests for various purposes. It is reshaping our landscapes and ecosystem. It is a complex issue that demands our attention and collective effort. So, what is deforestation? At its core, deforestation is the large-scale removal of trees from forests, often leading to the conversion of these areas for other land uses, from logging and agriculture. From logging and agriculture
It's okay.
to infrastructure developments. So the reasons behind deforestation are diverse and interconnected. So let us take a closer look at its causes. So, just like climate change is caused by human activities, so too is deforestation.
I see.
So for the first, the expansion of human settlements and the development of transportation networks such as roads, highways, this all necessitates the clearing of land. Urbanization and infrastructure projects are essential for economic growth, but they often come at a cost of the forest areas itself.
I see.
It has a direct impact on forests. For example, right, the construction of roads, highways, and urban areas, it directly impacts the nearby forests. Why? Because these projects, it needs increased accessibility provided by these developments. It can lead to further exploitation of previously remote forested areas. Second, agricultural expansion is also a cause of deforestation. It involves transforming forests into arable lands for the cultivations of crops or grazing areas for livestock. Cash crops such as soybeans, palm oil, and cattle ranching are major contributors to deforestation. As the world population grows and dietary habits change, the demand for food and agricultural products increases. To meet this demand, large areas of forest are cleared. As we can see, deforestation is a major problem for our environment. It has devastating effects on the lives on Earth.
That is true, Hafiz. Deforestation leads to disasters. One of them is the loss of biodiversity. As deforestation disrupts ecosystem, it leads to the extinction of plant and animal species that depend on forests. Our national animal, the Malayan tiger, is currently threatened because of deforestation.
Yeah, deforestation actually is a dangerous issue. Do you guys know deforestation is also the cause of climate change? Because forests operate as a carbon sinks, removing them adds to higher greenhouse gas concentrations, worsening global warming. This in fact affects water cycle control, resulting in changed patterns of rainfall and an increased risk of floods and droughts.
That is why we need to find a solution to deforestation. For example, we need to establish and enforce protected areas and wildlife reserves to conserve biodiversity and prevent further deforestation. Protected areas are designated regions where human activities are limited and managed to ensure the long-term conservation of nature. These areas can encompass a variety of ecosystems, including forests, wetlands, grassland, and marine environment. One primary purpose is to safeguard the rich biodiversity within these areas, providing a refuge for diverse plants and animal species. For example, national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and nature reserves are common types of protected areas. These can be managed by governmental agencies, non-governmental agencies, that is NGO, or a combination of both.
Well, I couldn't agree more than that. Other than that, we can start reducing consumptions of wood products. Consumers must be educated about the environmental impact of their choices and encourage responsible consumption of wood products. This means that we need to support recycling initiatives and promote the use of sustainable alternatives to traditional wood products, such as recycled paper and engineered woods.
In conclusion, the challenges posed by deforestation are vast, but so are the opportunities for positive change. By understanding the causes, effects, and understanding sustainable solutions, we can collectively work towards a future where our forests thrive, biodiversity flourishes, and our planet remains resilient.
Well, enough talking about deforestation. How about we discuss a different issue that is happening a lot right now?
Absolutely. I think we covered mostly about deforestation already.
Yeah, great idea. So, what should we discuss about, Haris?
Try to guess what the next issue we're going to talk about.
Something happening right now. I don't think I have the slightest idea. I think Hafiz might know about things like this.
Let me guess. Is it about pollution?
Yes, you're on the right path. So, we are going to discuss pollution right now.
Then, what are we waiting for? Let's dive into it.
Yeah.
Alright. Try to lend me your ears, okay? Pollution appears as an unwelcome intruder in the complicated movements of our planet's ecosystem, affecting the harmony that supports life. Consider the impact industrial releases and the restless hum of engine on the silent struggle of the air. The once pure waters now bear the marks of human activity, including the remains of irresponsible waste disposal and industrial discharges. Hazardous substances are constantly seeping into the soil, even though the soil is the silent keeper of life. Pollution assumes various identities, such as the silent destroyer of soil life, the sneaky intruder in our streams, and the unseen enemy in the air. Imagine light pollution dimming the sky's canvas that once painted our nights, and noise pollution and unwanted guests ruining the natural symphony. We come face to face with the effects of pollution on living things as we make our way through this complex story. The respiratory difficulties, the damaged habitats, and the silent suffering of ecosystem. This is a shared tale of intertwined lives, not just an environmental problem, silent suffering of ecosystem. This is a shared tale of intertwined lives, not just an environmental problem.
Considering what Haris said just now about pollution, I do find pollution as one of the major issues the world is facing right now. Right, Hafiz?
That's certainly true. I personally think that pollution causes many bad effects on Mother Earth, hence giving problems to us humans.
Right. I think you guys are starting to get the gist of it. So, what do you guys think is causing the pollution in the first place?
May I take the spotlight?
Sure, let's hear it out.
Firstly, there are many types of pollution. This includes water pollution, air pollution, light pollution, and much more. But let me start with water pollution. Agricultural runoff is one quiet intruder that has a significant impact on water contamination. Due to the widespread use of fertilizers, pesticides, and herbicides, the discharges from these chemicals pollutes rivers and lakes with unwanted nutrients and toxins. Fertilizer Contamination is a silent companion that causes unwanted growth of algae and disrupts the fragile aquatic ecosystem.
I totally agree with you. But in that case, I think water contamination is also related to deforestation. As we discussed beforehand, deforestation, which is commonly ignored, harms the natural filtering provided by plants, resulting in water contamination. When forests are removed, the ability to recover aquatic ecosystem drops. Nutrient cycles are disrupted and worse, erosion increases.
Yeah, that actually adds up. I also think that sewage treatment system restrictions have harmed water quality. Urban areas which are heavily populated release untreated wastewater into bodies of water, bringing chemicals, nutrients, and infections that harms aquatic ecosystems and threaten human health.
Excellent. Now let's talk about air pollution.
Alright,
Sure, let's discuss the causes of air pollution.
First is fossil fuel combustion, an essential component of modern factories and power generation. Is at the core of this issue. When coal, oil, and natural gas are used in power plants, industrial facilities, and the continuous development of transportation networks, a variety of pollutants are generated. Microfiber particles, nitrogen oxides, and sulfur dioxide all infiltrate the air we breathe, reminding us of our dependence on non-renewable resources.
Wow, those were some big words you used, Haris. Do you have anything to add to this point, Hafiz?
well, I can't say I don't. The vehicle, which is necessary in our mobile societies, is a major cause of air pollution. The exhaust fumes of cars, trucks, and other types of transportations release debris, hydrocarbons, nitrogen oxides, and carbon monoxide into the atmospheres. The fact that vehicle comfort has a negative impact on the air that provides human existence highlights the need for sustainable transport options. Aside from being crucial to world population maintenance, agricultural methods contribute to air pollution. Pesticides and fertilizers release ammonia and other chemicals into the atmosphere, while livestock farming produces methane, a potent greenhouse gas. The process of farming the soil itself takes on a dual purpose, ensuring food security while also building something about polluted air.
Interesting. I didn't know you learned about all this stuff in such detail.
Yes, you really know your environment. Well, let's move on to the things that we or the world could do to solve this pollution issue from happening. How about we start with Farhan?
Sure.
So, air pollution is a severe environmental challenge that requires teamwork and creative approaches to maintain the air we breathe clean and healthy. So, one key answer is to transition to renewable energy, moving away from fossil fuels and towards renewable energy such as solar, wind, and hydropower may significantly reduce output from the production of electricity. This move contributes to a more robust and sustainable energy future while also addressing the immediate impact on air quality. One important strategy in the fight against air pollution is the use of sustainable transportation. Transportation related emissions can be decreased by promoting electric and hybrid vehicles, building infrastructure for bicycle and pedestrian mobility, and investing in public transportation. Smart urban design can help cities create environments where people come first, not cars, which will lead to a better air quality.
I'm sorry, Farhan, but let me add a bit more to your explanation.
Sure, let's hear it out.
Industries, which are typical major sources of air pollution, might play an important role when seeking a solution. Stricter emission restrictions that are put in place encourage the use of greener technology and more more sustainable industrial processes. Industries may lessen their environmental effect and promote cleaner air for everyone by using sustainable practices. Water contamination, a widespread environmental concern, pushes us to study a variety of possibilities that may lead to repair and conservation of our invaluable water resources. There are several strategies for minimizing water pollution and enhancing the sustainability of marine ecosystems. Hafiz, won't you add anything to our discussion?
I was waiting for a chance to talk,
I see.
Even though it is necessary for our survival, agriculture needs to change to more sustainable methods. Crucial tactics include encouraging precision farming, minimizing chemical fertilizer use, and making sure waste is managed properly. By reducing by reducing pesticide contamination and nutrient runoff, we can harmonize agricultural productivity and water quality. On the other hand, reforestation shows a guarantee for improving the quality of the water. Restoring native vegetations and planting trees in watersheds helps to stabilize the soil, lessen erosion, and use natural filtration to purify water sources. Additionally, wastewater treatment is also essential to the fight against water pollution. This guarantees the efficient removal of pollutants prior to their release into water bodies through the implementation and improvement of treatment plants. This action is essential to maintaining the integrity of our aquatic environments. I think I have already added enough.
Yeah, I think you have given a lot of information already.
Yes. Then how about we conclude this discussion?
That's a good idea, Haris.
Let's wrap up our discussion.
Well then, allow me to close our discussion. So to conclude, pollution is a global environmental issue that can show itself in a variety of ways, including soil, water, air, noise, and even light pollution. It is caused by the environment as well as human activity, like industrial pollutants, improper water disposal, and agricultural practices. Pollution poses a significant threat to human health, biodiversity, and even the ecosystems. To solve this complex obstacle, technological advancements, sustainable practices, and even laws must all be synchronized. The major goals are to reduce the harmful impacts on the environment and to provide a more sustainable, healthier future for the entire world.
Wow, that was actually well said.
Thanks, Farhan. It means a lot to me.
Looks like we reached the end of our discussion, and it looks like it's going to rain outside.
Yeah.
We should hurry and go back home. Thanks, guys, for joining my discussion today. It was great.
Yeah, it was fun.
See you later.
Bye.
Alright, bye.
Bye.